Assassin's Creed Mirage could have had a DLC that would explain a lot more about Basim than we might think. As everyone might know, Basim's story did not end at the end of Mirage. In fact, it is still ongoing and he is now in the modern day. But the part that we could have had more time in is before he met Sigurd to when he went to Norway with Sigurd to meet a certain blonde Viking and also take down a country's worth of all of the ancients, aka Templars. This is the Mirage DLC that I would want, but we will never get. This is taken from the AC fandom, so thanks for the people at the AC fandom who got this story from the AC The Golden City comic book. This story starts 5 plus years after the end of Mirage. Basim is now a master assassin, and with this, he must train his apprentice. Ezio also did this, but they were not as important to the story of said character. This acolyte is named Hypham. You probably helped him because he was the kid in the side quest where you teach a kid the leap of faith. That kid will become Hypham, which is something I like because it makes the worlds more connected and integral to each other. They were now tasked with going to the Byzantine Empire, more specifically Constantinople. They must stop the Emperor of Constantinople from assassinating his son Leo. This is, by the way, alleged. As they are touring the bustling city, they find a Norse Viking and other warriors. Somehow, they get into a scrapple and at the end our assassins come victorious. After this, they got to the bureau in Constantinople. They talked with other people and figured out that this rumor about the emperor trying to assassinate his own son is in fact true. They are asked by the empress Eudocia Indregnia, who met them secretly to protect Leo, the son of the emperor. Basim accepts and Hypham is placed as a guard. I won't go much further into that part of the story, but the part I want to go into is more specifically about the story with Sigurd, and it takes place a couple years later. You can read the story also in the AC fandom, which I did. In 870, Basim sent out another apprentice to Constantinople to acquire a Shroud of Eden. Amon, the apprentice in this mission, meets Sigurd, who killed him and took his hidden blade as a trophy. After Basim learns of Amon's death, he is disappointed, but then his interest is piqued by the killer, who gets explained to Basim as a Norse man with a mark on his neck. For those who know, they know what this means. Basim and Hypham track Sigurd and befriend him. Almost specifically, Basim befriends him and Hypham goes along with this because he is the apprentice still. The neck mark can be a possible reincarnation of a Norse god who put their consciousness in the human genome sequence. This can only bring them back once though, but not bring them back, but their memories. The Isu still die, but their memories live on in someone else. It's not the original, but it's kinda the same. Weird stuff, but yeah. Then Basim teaches Sigurd the ways of the assassins. In 872, they leave for Norway. These stories come from the Assassin's Creed comic books. This would be great as a DLC because it will explain a lot in the games as to know how Basim met Sigurd and how they together got to Norway. Plus, more Basim stuff would have been amazing, and this would not be great for Ubisoft Bordeaux because they would want to make an original story, but that would be retelling a comic, and Ubisoft is not known for retelling their comics into the games. This would also tell people that the mark on Sigurd and Eivor, because I also think he has a mark, but he's also kissed by a wolf, because he's called Wolf Kiss because a wolf bit him. This would explain that, and it would also show how attentive to detail Ubisoft Montreal are to their games. But we already know that because of the worlds of AC. And I did not know about these neck marks until somebody told me. This would also bring back a time period that I personally love. Just my opinion though. Tell me what you would want from these stories as a DLC. I mean, we got DLC for Valhalla, and Mirage did exceed the expectations set by Ubisoft for this game. The people have spoken as to what they want, and it does not even need to be Ubisoft Bordeaux who makes this DLC, because other studios can also work on this DLC. This happened to mainline AC games also. One example is Assassin's Creed 3 and the Tyranny of Washington DLC. I do not know the specific studios that made those. I know 3 is made by Montreal, but I do not know the studio who made the DLC. But it is not Montreal, I do know that in fact. If you did not watch my video on Mirage, here, watch it. And subscribe for more Assassin's Creed content. And with all of that out of the way, thanks for watching.